Hi, my name is Jo. Welcome to Vlogmas. Today I am going to be doing it's not really a get rid of me, I'm just going to put my makeup on and chat, but it's like a catch up, where I am in life, what's changed. I haven't made a video like this for a very, very long time. I don't think I've made one since we've gone back to in-person teaching, like proper in-person teaching. So that's what this video is. I hope you enjoy it and choose to keep on watching. I'm trying to work out how far to zoom you in. Let me see, zoom you out just a smidge more. That seems good. Okay, I'm using natural light, so the light is my window, and you're perched on my window ledge. And so I can't really adjust the height, but this seems pretty good. All right, so I'm going for kind of a neutral look today. Nothing too much. I don't wear makeup very often. In fact, it's getting less and less, even though I do enjoy wearing it. It's just, I don't wear it to work. So I don't wear it during the week. And then on the weekend, I'm usually with my son. I am with my son. So I want to play with him more than I want to put makeup on. Or, like, I just don't make time for it. So we're going to wear makeup. Yeah, I'm going to wear makeup. So I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put makeup on. I'll show you what I'm using, and I'll kind of talk to you as I'm doing that, and we'll see if I can handle it. Because multitasking, I don't know. So I don't know if you saw my videos. They were a long time ago. My friend used to get Ipsy, and she gifted me a bunch of Ipsy, like, things that she didn't need anymore. So I will be using those makeup supplies. So we're going to start with my favorite skincare, which is this face filler, and it is by Tula. No, it's not. Yeah, Tula. And I love this because I am not an expert at putting makeup on, and this just is the easiest thing ever. I don't have my beauty blender, and I'm not good enough, so we're just going to do it here. I'm just going to tap this on. Get it off my hand. Okay, so my school, I work in Virginia, and we last year were hybrid into, not hybrid, we were fully virtual until March. And then in March, we came back, but we came back where it was up to parents, and it was that hybrid model. And on one day, like on Mondays and Tuesdays, I had students, and the same students, and no, sorry, on Tuesday and Thursday I had the same students, and on Wednesday and Friday, and Monday was virtual for all students. It was like we had a meeting, a half-an-hour meeting, class meeting, and then we were all working asynchronously, and I was planning, which was wonderful actually, to have a whole day of planning. But that's what we did. And so I had, on Mondays and Tuesdays, I believe I had 5 students, but most of the time they didn't all come. And on, I keep saying Monday, Tuesday and Thursday I have 5 students, and on Wednesday and Friday I had 4, and again they didn't always come, but I was sat at my desk on Zoom with the students in the classroom. It was a little interesting, I would say. I'm not sure how great it was for either the online people or the in-person people, but that's what we did. And then we came back this year, and we have been in-person traditional school. So everyone's in class. I currently have 20 students, and obviously we are unable to do 6 feet, 3 feet with that. But my students are grouped into kind of cohorts. So they mostly sit with those students, and they sit with those students when they eat snack because their mask is off, and they sit with those students at lunch because, again, their mask is off. So we're trying, but it's really hard. And I said mask off, that means that we are wearing masks all day long, and they're doing really well. None of us like them. I mean, no one likes to wear a mask, and children, 6, 7-year-olds, really don't like to wear a mask, but they're doing really well. The only problem we all have, and I have this too, is that they just keep falling off your nose. And so I'm continuing like, nose, no, you know. But the children they're doing surprisingly well with it, considering how like irritating it is for them. And they do tell me, but we're all, you know, we're doing what we have to do. Let's go with this eyeliner. This is Easy on the Eyes by in black, and I do not know how you say that brand. I'll just show you because I don't know how you say that. It's like a diamond in the middle, so it's not even words to read. And that's called Easy on the Eyes. So we're in person, and we're going through curriculum, like regular curriculum, and it's going well. My class has been healthy, and we've been good, and we've been together, and it's very enjoyable. I had a parent-teacher conference in October with most of my parents, and I chose to do that on Zoom, but I had a couple come in. So they were allowed, I was allowed, and they were allowed to decide whether they wanted to be on Zoom or come in. Zoom is so convenient because you set up the time and people don't have to rush from work or whatever they're doing. They can do it on their phone. So I chose to do that, but I had some requests to come in. So I obviously did meet with them in person. I also was trying to keep people out of my classroom as much as possible, even though it is the families of the children. But anyway, so I had the conference, and nearly every single parent, what they said was, last year was so hard. I am so glad that my child is in person, and we can't do that again. That was the overarching message. I had parents tell me that their child would fall. Now, they were in kindergarten last year, so they were young. But they said that their child would fall asleep on Zoom, that they were having fights about getting their child into class, that they just would give up getting them into class because it wasn't worth the fight. And just that it was not the best learning for them. And I do agree. There were some children that did really well in my class last year and some children that didn't. I did have some children really excel at Zoom, really excel at Zoom school. Like, they did really well. But I can't imagine kindergartners doing as well as some first graders. Like, that's, for kindergarten, that's their first experience of school. So that has been, the first grade so far really has been their first real experience of real school. So it's kind of been, the year started off with a lot of learning about what school really is. And that took a bit. But that was good. We did that. And, yeah, we're doing fine. The only thing I will say, and this is not, my hair's coming out. This is not a criticism or anything. It's just, you know, the way it is. Because a lot of them struggled with Zoom school last year, we're still teaching grade level curriculum. So we're still teaching first grade curriculum. And I have a lot of students that missed a lot of school last year. So my poor students are basically doubling down. They're having to learn kindergarten and first grade at the same time. And I know that's tough on some of them. Like, on some of them, that is just like, what? Like, we talked about place value. And if you missed anything about that in kindergarten, when I said it for the first time in first grade, your brain would be like, you know. So we're doing a lot of manipulative, that's like using materials and just going nice and slow and really getting it. But like, kudos to my students because they are really learning 2 years in one, and first grade's tough normally. All right, I'm going to put my liner on because I'm unable to talk and do liner, and then I'll come back in just a moment to talk to you. I'm not the best at liner when I'm focusing, so I'm going to use some Morphe just to start on my eyeshadow. And this is the Highlight Contour Palette. Palette Illuminator and Contouring. I guess that's the same thing. But I'm just using it from the top of my eyes. Yeah, so the other thing that I'm finding challenging this year is that people, admin, everywhere, not my school, but everywhere, school board, everyone keeps saying the children are behind. That's the universal message. The children are behind. And I keep hearing, especially this year, when the children are not where they usually are, the children are behind. And I hate it. I hate it. My kids are not behind. They They did the best they could in a pandemic. They like went to school last year on Zoom and fell asleep and argued with their parents and hated school because that's what school was. And they are learning everything. My kids are not behind. My kids are learning 2 lots of math in 1 year. My students came to me with most of them not being able to read. And I've got children that have grown so much in reading. They've done 2 years of reading. Like, they're not behind. They're just where they need to be considering the way life has been. And every time someone says behind, I cringe, I hate it. And it's funny because, oh, my liner's on my eye. It's funny because our principal hates when people say that students are low or below, like they're low, they're below, because he thinks, you know, that you're predetermining where they are. And like, I get that, but I hate behind. Like, I hate behind. I find it so frustrating. No one's behind. We're all where we are for the way life is. We are always where we should be. I think of like examples, like last year, was it last year? No, the year before, one of my coworkers did some homeschooling for a student that had cancer, and she was not where first grade should be. Is she behind? The girl is fighting an illness that is literally stripping her of everything. She like was so poorly that it would get canceled most of the times because she was so ill. I mean, the girl had cancer. She's not behind. She's exactly where she is for how her life is. So I really don't like behind. And if you have a child and a teacher says they're behind, you know, argue that they're not, because they're not. They're where they should be for where their life is. And that's true for all of us, right? Like, career-wise, you might feel like you're behind. Like, for me, I didn't become a teacher until I was 30 because there was like a massive recession, and my original job, my undergrad psychology and sociology, and there was nothing. And I got to like 28 and I had the choice of, or 27, I can't remember, the choice of going back to school, starting a new career, or continually working the dead-end jobs I was doing. And I chose to go back to school. So I'm technically behind those teachers that became teachers straight out of college, right? But I'm not, because I have all this life experience, and I definitely am different because of that. Like, I definitely can, when we have conversations, I definitely can see that I've had different life experiences. So have had children. So that's my soapbox on that. I just can't. All right, so we're going to go with the Kylie Jenner. And I think my favorite, which is really like not what you would think, is this orangey color. I love it. So that's what we're going to go with. So we're in person. Colby has started pre-K. So that's very exciting. It's a half-day program, and he goes in the afternoon. Tom is, I guess you would say, still unemployed. He did get a job for a little bit, but they messed him around, and that did not work out. So he is back to being a stay-at-home dad. So again, I'm not going to say that he's not employed. He is a stay-at-home dad. That's a job for women. That's a job for him too, right? So he is doing that with Colby in the morning, and he takes Colby to pre-K in the afternoon. And Colby goes from 12 till, I think it's 3:30, 3:50. And then he's at my school, so I pick him up. And then we go back to my classroom, and I finish up whatever I'm doing. Colby destroys my classroom. I pick up what Colby destroyed, and we go home. I got the electric bike. If you saw that video, I got the electric bike because there's a hill, and Colby is not a light boy, and I just needed assistance with the hill. So that's what we did. Okay, got that on. I'm going to go in the corner with Goldstone. Yeah. So we get him to school. He's doing really well. He loves school. I am so glad that his first experience in school is not virtual, because last year my school system did have virtual pre-K. Also in this state, pre-K is not mandated. It's not, you don't have to go to pre-K. So to get Colby into my school, because I don't live in the district. I had to kind of petition to get him in. I had to apply, and I had to go to the school board, and there had to be like positions available. And luckily it all lined up, and there were positions available, and that he's not taking a spot from another student in in the city I work in. There was no, because of the pandemic, the numbers are lower. And so no one was taking that spot. So for him to go there, he wasn't taking a spot from someone from that city. So luckily that was the case. I guess in that way, the pandemic worked out for us. I don't know. But Colby is in school, and he's learning letters, and he was learning them with me. Like, he was always into letters. Like, he'd always point to letters, but he wasn't learning them like super quickly. Like, he was, but not super quickly. And he learns a letter a week, and he is learning it. Like, I can ask him for past letters, and he knows the sounds, and it's really cool. And because I'm a teacher, I'm always trying to like push him a little bit. So we do a lot of games, and one of the games is I say like, at, what word do you hear? And he can't do it. He can't read it. But then we go, at, and he hears it. And I figure I'll just introduce him a little bit to that. I am not expecting him to be reading or applying letter sounds or any of that at this point. He enjoys it, and if he enjoys it, we're gonna do it. But what my son really loves, what he's really enjoying, is math and counting, and he's so good at it. Well, that might have been too much. He's so good at numbers and number ID and counting. He can count to 29. He can get higher than 29. He can keep going up, but you have to tell him that it's 30. Like, once he knows it's 30, he knows the pattern is 31. He gets to 29, and then he says 2010, which makes sense. And I have students that have done that too. So that's where he is. I'm going to stop filming to put mascara on. I cannot film and put mascara, and then I'll be right back. So I use this mascara. I put it in here. It's cool. It's by Beauty for Real. And I guess it says it on it. And I've decided I don't like it. Every time I put it on, I have to like deal with it. Like, it never just goes on and is nice. So I think I just don't like it. And I feel like I have to just stop using it. I've got to kind of get rid of some of this iridescentness. I look a little bit like I've been to space. kissed by the moon. Let's put a little bit of lipstick on. I don't put a lot of makeup on. I'm not going to put any brows on. Let's put a little bit of. This is half caked super glazed. And the color Slight Work. That sounds good. Slight Work. Yeah, I like to say about these cheeks. They are luminous. They don't look too bad to you, but to me they are glowing. Okay, so I've got like yellow cheeks and everything else is brown. So let's see what I can do about that. What can I do about that? I don't want to use you. Let's see what's in here. It's in my Morphe palette. Let's go for the Liberate. That's this one. Let's see if that can liberate my face, right? Liberate. Oh, that's better. Okay, good. That gets that's getting rid of some of it. So I think I've got you up on everything. At Tom's work, what we're doing. I'm massively missing my family. I still haven't seen anyone since the pandemic started. I really would like to go to England for the summer, and I would like to have my family come visit me here, but right now with work and the way things are, that hasn't happened. There's some exciting things happening in my family that I can't share, but nothing personally exciting happening with me. So that's kind of cool. So if that's you up to date, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me pull you closer so you can see the disaster that is my face. Look at these teeth. This one is always yellow. I hate it, but they cannot clean it. It just, that's the color. And this tooth always gets stained. I have a teeth cleaning appointment on the 23rd of November, so that should be taken care of, but it does annoy me not enough to not drink coffee. Anyway, there's my eyes, got my wrinkles. They're not wrinkles, they're life experience. Alright, have a great day, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!